are watching Travel World Online.
Indian Chamber of Commerce, ICC, organized a meeting on opportunities for promotion of tourism, trade and investment between India and Vietnam during the 4th edition of the India-Vietnam Business Forum. The panel discussion was moderated by Dr. Subhash Goyal, Chairman STIC Group and also the Chairman National Expert Aviation and Tourism Committee of the Indian Chamber of Commerce.
By His Excellency the Ambassador also, and also by the other speakers, that Vietnam is today the most preferred investment destination in the world, particularly after China, because of the tensions with the Western world. I think a lot of Americans, Europeans and Japanese are looking at an alternative investment destination, which is Vietnam and India. So we have been talking about Vietnam. Now we have another charming young lady, Yakisha Khurana. She is from an organization known as Invest India. She will very quickly run through some slides why India is also, like Vietnam, a very important investment destination. So those of you who want to invest in India, the location of India is, one, is a very big market, the largest population in the world. And secondly, we are very close to the African market, Middle East market. So you can have a manufacturing base in Vietnam and another manufacturing base in India to export to the rest of the world. Thank you.
Distinguished guests who are present here today, and thank you Indian Chamber of Commerce for giving me the opportunity to talk about the New India growth story. I will quickly run through some images, some slides to tell you about the transformation which has happened in India in the past few years and how our government of India has taken business reforms to attract more and more investments to the country. So I would like to start my presentation by highlighting few pointers. So India is the world's 5th largest economy. And we are in the 75th year of independence. So the country aims to reach $5 billion by 2025. In fact, the IIM managing director recently called India a bright spot on the otherwise dark horizon because it has been fastest growing economy even during the difficult times. The GDP growth has been unprecedented of 8.7% in the financial year 21-2022, and since the launch of Make in India in the past 8 years, we have received an FDI of approximately $84 billion, and we are set to achieve $100 billion in the upcoming financial year. The exports have also grown exponentially. We have achieved $30 billion, and the potential is to further grow 5 times in the upcoming few years. India's first budget in the Amrit Kal, the recent announced union budget in 2023-24, there have been new targets set for the country in the next 25 years. If you see the numbers here, these are projected under the Amrit Kal vision. The vision of Amrit Kal includes a technology-driven, knowledge-based economy with a strong public finances and robust financial sector. Talking about the few business reforms which has been taken by Government of India, we're talking about the corporate tax, which is the most important initiative. The government has reduced the corporate tax from 34.9% to 22% for the existing companies and 15% for the new manufacturing companies. In addition to this, there's a $10 billion worth incentive which has been dedicatedly assigned to develop semiconductor and display fabrics, making India leap forward to the next phase of advanced manufacturing and becoming an integral part of the global supply chain. Talking about the Atma Bharat Nirbhar initiative, which was launched in 2020, this is to strengthen the domestic manufacturing capacity and play a more strategic role in the global supply chain, under which production-linked incentives schemes are aiding to make India one of the major global manufacturing hubs. The Government of India has also launched an initiative called Project Development Cells, where they have 29 ministries to handhold the investors. The PDCs has been formed with the following objectives: to create projects with all approvals, land available for allocations with complete detailed project to investors, and to identify issues if there are any, and to attract and finalize the investments into the country. In fact, in the ease of doing business also, there's been a sudden 79 positions jump in the last 5 years. So currently India stands at 63rd in the ease of doing World Bank ranking. Talking about the industrial land bank portal, this is also a very unique portal showcasing information on 4,500 industrial parks. So you don't have to go to different doors and see the industrial park information. You can just log into one portal and you get all the information at one place. There are currently 26 states and UTs being registered to this information for industrial parks from these states and union territories. The National Single Window System is also a unique platform, digital platform, where the investor approvals facilitates more than 500 approvals. There are 32 ministries and more than 4,000 approvals across 32 states and union territories. This graph shows the current application in the system, in the NSW, National Single Window System. Talking about yet another important initiative which has been introduced by our Honorable Prime Minister, Gati Shakti. It is a master plan for infrastructure development into the country. This aims to provide speed to planning and execution of infrastructure projects with a view to addressing the issues of multimodal connectivity and last mile connectivity. The plan is driven by 7 engines which are road, railways, airports, ports, mass transport, waterways and logistic infrastructure. Talking about the technology transformation in the country, the Government of India also launched Digital India with a campaign vision to transform India into a digitally empowered society and knowledge economy. The objective of Digital India is to create faceless, paperless and cashless economy. With this initiative, UPI, which is Unified Payment Interface, is getting momentum as there has been increase in the digital transactions. We are expected to be $1 trillion digital economy by financial year 2025. Talking about the infrastructure development which are already happening in the country, India is the #1 railway network in Asia. We are the 2nd road network globally. The expecting 4 times port handling capacity by 2047, and there is a 7 times increase in the domestic international trips by 2047. As you see in the box on the right side, we are expecting enormous developments in the terms of infrastructure facilities in the next 25 years. India also has the 3rd largest startup ecosystem. Till date, India has added 107 unicorns, of which 19 were already added in 2022. So we are the 2nd largest recipient of VC funding, approximately $38 billion in the APAC region. India today tops the Global Innovation Index in Central and South Asia, jumping 41 places. India houses 180 innovation centers of global Fortune 500 companies. Just to name a few, Samsung, Cisco, Oracle, LG have their largest R&D design center outside their headquarters in India. As we all know, India and Vietnam has recently celebrated 50 years of close tie, and there's been a strong bilateral and historically relation in the past 2 decades. There's been exponential growth in the trade and economic relations. So from $200 million in the year 1999 to 2000 to $14.1 billion of trade in the last financial year. There's a further increase of $1 billion in the last financial year. The exports have also been tremendously increased from $5.9 billion to $8.7 billion in the last financial year. The Vietnamese investments into India, the number looks very small at the moment, but I know that there's a lot of potential between both the countries to boost both trade and investment. Now talking about the last slide, what is Invest India? Invest India is a national investment promotion and facilitation agency. We come under Ministry of Commerce and Industry. There's a department called DPIIT, Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. Our core mandate is to attract and retain quality investments into the country. So we are sort of a one-stop shop for all your investment information, approvals, needs, land allocation. So starting from the pre-investment phase to the investment and the post-investment phase and aftercare. So if you're facing, even if you set up your operations in India and you face any issues, challenges while operating in India, you can reach out to Invest India. We'll be happy to help you and support you in your investment journey. Thank you so much.
I'll further add to what excellent presentation. Give her a big hand. And what she said, about Gati, I'll just give you some figures. We are building 38 kilometers of road every day and 9.5 kilometers of rail network every day. So I think this is one of the fastest in the world. And when she talked about investment, out of 950 billion investment that came, 532 billion came only in the last 8 years of Mr. Modi's government. Not only that, out of which 83.5 billion came in 2020, and this was distributed in all the states, in 67 sectors in all the 30 states of India. So that has been the spread of investment. Now before I ask my friend who is one of the, I was just seeing his visiting card, it's amazing, Mr. Vinay Chong, he is founder chairman of 365 Group joint stock company. So you are in logistics, you are in F&B, he's in, and also he has started a entrepreneurship networking group. So I am a small entrepreneur, maybe you can invite me to be a part of your group. Or maybe we can start because I also started this company, my company from a scratch. One table, one chair. Today we are India's largest B2B travel company, representing 12 international airlines, 4 cruise companies, and the world's largest rent-a-car company. So friends, I would now request our friend to, and talking about India, you see, India is one of the greatest show on, I'm supposed to talk about tourism. So my chamber, Mr. Kanodia is here and he says you didn't talk about tourism. You only coordinated the session. So, there's no free lunch. So, from tourism point of view, not because I'm an Indian, having visited 140 countries, India is one of the greatest show on planet Earth. There is no other country in the world which has 75% of the world's highest snow-covered mountains, the Himalayan mountains. So religious tourism in India has a huge potential. You see, Saudi Arabia, after oil, makes maximum money from Hajj. So we can have a lot of Buddhists from Vietnam coming to India for pilgrimage and vice versa. So there's a huge potential. We have 7,500 kilometers of coastline, some of the most beautiful beaches on this planet. We have more than 40 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. I can go on and on, but because time is short, I'm very passionate about my country and my wife and my girlfriend. So I can go on and on. So ladies and gentlemen, let me present you a gentleman from Vietnam who's in networking, logistics.
Today let me talk some information about Vietnam. Let me introduce myself. My name is Mr. Kuong. I'm the chairman of 365 Group. And 365 Group, we're doing the logistics, import, export, and also trading. And we do a lot of things in Vietnam. And besides that, I am also the president of Vietnam International Entrepreneur Networking Club. So our club has more than 7,000 members. So today I am very happy to bring, one of group from Ho Chi Minh City. They also our member. So give a big bravo, please. Thank you. And today so give me 5 minutes. I would like to give some basic information. So yesterday, I came India, Delhi. The first thing I'm very impressed and I'm so surprised. The reason why, when I get in the Vietjet Airlines, so 100 full booking and no seat available, nearly 300 passengers from Vietnam to India. You can see that nowadays a lot of Indians come to Vietnam And also, of course, Vietnamese also will come to India for tourism and investment. Okay, so the first thing I would like to mention that, so Vietnam and India are comprehensive strategic partners from 2016. This is quite important. So India is one of 4 countries are very good relationship with Vietnam, and you can see that Vietnam and India now comprehensive strategic partner. And I'm the president of VINC, so my main mission is connecting and networking with entrepreneurs from Vietnam and also entrepreneurs from India. This is our main mission. So that's the reason why I bring the delegation to come here. And so I would like to give some basic information about the FDI flow into Vietnam. So you can see the picture. So from 1958, Ho Chi Minh came to India, and we have very long time good relationship with India government. And this is also new information. So you can see picture, your government also come to meet our chief of party. And you can see our FDI. So even, we got 2 years of pandemic, COVID pandemic, but our FDI flow also very good, increasing. You can see in the number in here. So during 2021, so we got the trade volume nearly $3 billion, and we increased 22% comparing with 2020. And this is you can see the Vietnam economic and FDI inflow. This is we have 140 countries invest in our countries. And this is you can see the which countries invest the most in Vietnam. So you can see that now the top one is Korean and Singapore, Hong Kong, and we hope that we can see this Indian investor will come to Vietnam soon. So now I would like to go to more detail how Indian investor invested into Vietnam. So please see that information. At the moment, so India investor have the total 344 projects, but the total investment around just only $1 billion. So we counted until 2022. So I think that this is not so much amount, but I believe that from this year, so the investment will be increased a lot, because 1 week ago, this is the Andani group. So we'll come to Ho Chi Minh City, we'll come to Hanoi, and we'll be invest $3 billion in Vietnam for infrastructure and logistics. So this is, you can see that from Vietnam and India. So we have the timing, so we can see the what kind of product and what kind of investments invest between 2 countries. And this is you can see the what kind of products that Vietnam export to India and also India export to Vietnam. This is the data from MOIT, Ministry of Planning and Investment. And you can see the picture. This is very new. This is like I mentioned, Andani Group just come to meet our Prime Minister, and they will invest 3 billion to 10 billion from this year. The reason why Vietnam is so attractive, because we have some 8 points, something here you can see. So we have a strategic location. We have also young generation. We also have the GDP increase of every year. And the most important thing, like Ambassador Nguyễn Thanh Hải mentioned, because Vietnam, we connect with the world. We signed 15 FTA agreements, so we open everything with the world. So it means like Vietnam also is like the gate for export all kind of product to all over the world. So you can see that on 20 years, from 2001 until 2022, so the total trade volume, so we export 700 billion US dollar. So after we open with the world, after we sign the FTA with the world. And the most important thing I want to mention in this presentation that is nowadays a lot of tourism from India come to Vietnam. So last year we count 140,000 India tourism come to Vietnam, and I believe that this number will be increased the more and more in the near future. Like I mentioned yesterday night when I was in the airplane, so oh my God, it's just so full. I cannot believe that. So this is eight advantages why the investor would like to come to Vietnam for investment. And please see this. So you can see from 2024, so India will be the third or biggest economy in the world. And I believe that India will be increased number 2 or number 1 in the world. I believe that because I can see. So give us a big bravo, please. And of course, I will come to India. I'm looking for a partner. I would like to come here for doing the logistics. I would like to come here for set up the seafood factory. And of course, we would like to export the agriculture product from Vietnam to India. So I'm willing to cooperate with all India investors in here. And of course, thank you for listening. And best wishes for all of you today. So I believe that all of us, very happy to meet today. Thank you. Thank you.
I think one point I'd like to mention. You mentioned about, in India we have a saying, when you say something good, कि आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर, that there should be sweet in your mouth, so that thing will come true, that India will become the number 1 country in the world. So instead of sweets, I'll put a sugar factory in your mouth, if that happens. So friends, just one more point I'd like to mention, the transformation that has taken place after the Modi government has come in place. You see, the Indian economy was a cash economy. We used to call it a parallel economy. But I want you to understand, ever since the digital India has come into being, a revolution has taken place in India. In 1 second, like this, how many transactions have taken place? In 1 second, in India, 2,348 UPI transactions take place in 1 second. That is the fastest digital economy in the world, faster than the United States. Not only this, in 1 month, digitally we transact $150 billion, right? There is no other country in the world, but digitally, today, an economy which was a cash economy, today 86% of Indian economy is digital. And we are having about 210 airports, and 80 new airports are coming up very fast in infrastructure. Not only that, you see, you must have seen the largest order of aeroplanes. Air India, which is a Tata company, and I met the Taj Group, the Tata Group's hotel chain. You had a meeting with them yesterday. So they have placed the largest order, 574 planes. And another group, the Indigo Group, has placed an order of 500 Airbuses. So more than 1,000 planes order has taken place within this year. So the aviation industry is going to boom. So this is the right time for Indians to invest in Vietnam and for Vietnamese to invest in India, because Vietnam can be a springboard for India to not only cover Korea, China, Japan, Australia, Australasia by having a base or an office in Vietnam, and for Vietnamese companies to have, we have unlimited land, right? So, and we also have the largest population in the world. So we also have very cheap labor like Vietnam. So we cover 55 countries of Africa, just hop, step and jump, and the entire Middle East. And now, we are building an overland route to, ASEAN as well as to Europe. So it's a two-way trade. And that is why this 4th edition of India-Vietnam Business Forum is a very important historical one. So all good things have to come to an end, and so have this love between India and Vietnam. So I request Mr. Nakhil Kanodia, not only the leader of the Indian Chamber of Commerce in the whole of India, not just Northern India, but also one of the most respected Precision Group, Precision Electronics Limited, and they are also diversifying into various sectors. So this is another company to collaborate with. So ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mr. Nikhil Kanodia.
I have so much to say. Unfortunately, I stand between you catching your flight, but before this having a hearty lunch. So I will keep it short. Thank you, Mr. Goel. You are the most amazing cheerleader for India, for tourism, and for India-Vietnam friendship. So thank you. And of course ICC. So Mr. Goel asked me to say a few words about the ICC. ICC started, it's actually the very first Chamber of Commerce in India. It started in 1926. Mr. Birla, along with Mahatma Gandhi himself, was responsible to start this very, very august and esteemed chamber. It's the only chamber which is headquartered in Kolkata. So Kolkata is much more strategically located from a perspective of Vietnam. So it's nice to have some historical context. I must congratulate the Vietnam delegation. This is the biggest delegation that has come to India. Wow, 55 people, 3 leaders from provinces. Thank you so much for your efforts, for bringing such an amazing delegation over here, and we wish you a fantastic week. I understand you're going from here to Hyderabad. You have a nice 2 days in Hyderabad, and then you come back and you visit Agra. So this is amazing. I come from the IT sector. My company's business is actually related to telecom. We work in defense and aerospace. And one of the things that caught my eye during the pandemic time, before the pandemic, the news of HCL making a huge investment in Vietnam, $650 million investment, and they're going to have 10,000. They're going to create 10,000 jobs. So this was, of course, we keep hearing about tourism, and we keep hearing about energy, and we keep hearing about steel. But for me to hear about the investment of HCL was really fabulous. So it also opens eyes about what Vietnam is doing in the IT space, and I wish to learn a lot more in the coming days. I'll propose a vote of thanks, which is my job to do. So first of all, of course, our sponsors, the Charm Group, Renewable, Kanoria Foundation, Techno India Group, SNU, Icontel, Estima Pharma Solutions, LMR, thank you all very, very much for making this event possible. Thanks very much to the ambassador of Vietnam who came, who graced us with his presence. Thanks very much to the Consul General of India, Mr. Rajshekhar. He came to represent the MEA. We had fantastic, of course I've mentioned them before, but the leaders of the 3 provinces, your presentations were excellent. Thank you so much. I wish you a fantastic stay in India. Enjoy the food, enjoy the different sites. Of course, have fantastic B2B conversations. I wish you great business. And with this, I bring the session to a close.
You are watching Travel World Online.